Hey GIS people. So today we start crime analysis, part one, and the first step here is to go to the Open Data website and for the Washington DC GIS office, and it's a very good search for crime incidents 2021. If you don't see crime incidents 2021 pop up when you type crime, just continue to write out crime incidents. You may have to trigger it, but you should find it. Okay, and then you'll see it pops up over here. We're going to click on the download icon, and we're interested in the CSV file. Okay, so now we're going to go to download options, and we're going to click generate new download with the latest data. And this could take a while, so I'm going to pause my recording and wait for it to finish, but it will take a while. Okay, well that took about 4 or 5 minutes for this file that's down here in the bottom left corner to download. Okay, and who knows what's going to happen at school, but we will find out. I will have a backup plan just in case. Okay, so once you have this file, open it up. Okay, and it'll look like this. Now I already have this file open and I've been working with it earlier, and so I'm going to take this off the screen here because I've already spaced everything out, and you're going to need to do the same thing. So I'll close this. Alright, so what you want to do is space out your columns so you can see everything. And we're going to look through it. You always have to inspect the data, and we're going to clean this up only because we have a lot of stuff we don't need. All right, well, first of all, I want to leave the X and the Y in there just in case. I hate throwing away, I get paranoid about throwing away location data because location is everything, right? All right, so, but this CCN number, have no idea what it is. Bye-bye. So we're going to delete it. Okay, the report date. This might be interesting. Why would we want to keep that? Well, remember I said you might have some questions about whether or not this had a seasonality to it or a time of day or day of the week pattern, and this would help you get some of that. We also have more general idea of that. We don't have any times associated with it, but it does say shift. That means like whether you're the evening shift or the midnight shift or the day shift of on duty as a police officer. So it's what shift it occurred in, which is maybe a general way to group the data, so you could look for patterns that way also. And this method here, at first I thought it was useless, but I want you to come down here and see why we cannot delete it. It has to do with assaults. See where it says assault with a dangerous weapon? That's vague, but gun is not vague. So the method of assault is gun. And you'll notice that for a lot of these things, there's nothing other than others. That must be a default. But then when you get to assault again, it's now a knife or a gun. Okay? And you'll notice that pattern. That's important. So we'll leave method and offense alone. We definitely want to leave the block alone and keep it because that's the actual address in what block it occurred on. But you'll notice that it does not tell you the specific house address. It just says a range of addresses. So this is actually not to protect the perpetrator. It's to protect the victim, so that the victim's address is not revealed too specifically. Okay, and then you have X block and Y block, and we're going to take that out. But you will learn about this pretty soon because we need it for Pro. All right, take those out. The wards, keep that in. You've probably heard of wards mentioned in the news about DC. It's kind of like the sub districts of the city, and it's a good way to identify, you know, which ward might have more of a certain type of crime or which one is more dangerous, things like that. So we will leave that in there so we can identify the wards. I do not know what ANC means, so I'm just going to take it out. Delete. District, not really sure what that means. It's probably like police station. And I'm just going to I'll leave those in just in case they become important. Neighborhood, cluster 27, I've never heard of it. Going to get rid of it. Let's see. Okay, block group. This is a census thing. A census, I want to leave that in. And then I also want to leave in census tract. You'll notice that census tract 2502, that number is also in block group. Block group is a smaller group or a smaller size of a polygon than a census tract. And that's useful for looking at data in a more specific way or a more general way as well. Voting precinct, we don't care about voting, so we will take that out. Okay, and now we're over to that latitude and longitude again. Don't touch those, leave those there. BID, I'm not really sure what this means, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Start date and end date. This was but I don't think we need it, so we're gonna get rid of that. Okay, and now we have object ID. I want you to leave that alone. That's a GIS thing. Object IDs are important, and so they're unique. They're basically a unique number that ArcGIS uses to keep track of these fields. You'll never use it yourself, but the software needs it. Okay, and this thing called octo record, there's really nothing here, so let's just take it out. So now we've cleaned up the spreadsheet and compacted it a bit, and so we can now go ahead and hit save. And now let's do a save as. So go file, save as DC crime. We're going to save it as DC crime 2021 with your initials after it. I'm highlighting it right here, and your class period. Okay, I'm not going to do that, but you are. DC crime 2021 with your initials and your class period after it. Okay, so once you have saved it as a CSV file, and I'm going to show you how to do that just to make sure. DC crime 2021 underscores in between it, and then your initials at the end. Okay, and change this from this CSV UTF-8. I prefer, I'm not sure it really matters, but I always use this one that's just CSV comma delimited, just that. Okay, and save this on your computer somewhere. Let's see, where will I like to put this? I can put it in downloads, that's fine. Okay, so mine's in my downloads folder, and you can close this. Now you're going to go to new item, and you're going to bring in data from your device. Go to downloads or wherever you put it, and bring in the DC crime incidents.csv. Add it as a hosted feature layer. Yes. And then here we have to select the fields that will be included in the hosted feature layer. We're going to use all types, so that's fine. We'll just leave that, and they all have X's next to them. Everything's highlighted. We didn't leave anything out because we cleaned it all up already. Okay. Now, make sure I got my latitude and longitude in there. Yes, there they are. That's good. Time zone, select the time zone for you're in. We're in the UTC coordinate. Okay, we'll go ahead and use that. That's fine. Location settings, latitude and longitude. Okay, so the latitude, the location fields, notice it defaulted to latitude and longitude. So that's interesting that ArcGIS Online defaults it to that instead of the XY data, but that's fine. And then next, title is DC crime. It's going into my folder here. I'm going to change that though in this case, and I'm going to put it into my second quarter folder. And the tag can be the same as the title, so I'm just going to copy the title. Okay, and I don't need anything there, and hit save. Okay, so now we have this data, we have this feature, and it's defaulting to this portal here, or this window where we can actually just add it to a map. It's not done yet. It's still creating the feature service, and that could take a while. Okay, so it's finished, and now we can, the grayscaled open in map viewer is ready. Open it in the classic view, and hopefully we're going to see a map with a lot of don't open it, not right now. You want this. Okay, and we'll just leave it at that right now at location. I'm not sure why some of these are turning different colors. Okay, so you're going to see all these colors here, and it's defaulting to something to display some attribute. I don't know what it is, but we don't want that right now. So we're going to change it over here underneath choosing which attribute to show. Change it to just show location only, and there you go. They all turn the same color, and then hit done, and you're now going to save your map. Just hit save. All right, and title this map the same title as, you notice it looks like your map has a title, but actually it just took that title because that was the name of the feature that we're displaying. But let's go ahead and just call it DC crime incidents 2021. And then your initials and your class period. Tag can be the same. And that's it. Oh, I'm going to save mine into my period. I'm sorry, my second quarter folder. All right, so that takes you to the beginning in the document, or through the beginning of the document. And here's where you go next. So you've just gotten to this point right here at number 12. Good luck with the rest.